I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me, and let the whole world see the.
Hey, if you can, leave it playing for a little second.
The trumpets are sound. Your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way.
You heard me in the shot. Just leave it playing for a second. Just let that finish, and then we'll start the class. Can you hear me out? Maybe not. The shot. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh, I was saying just give it a couple minutes, let that play out. Is it too late to do that, or we can go ahead and start now?
Yeah, I went ahead and killed it, sir.
All right, no sweat. Make me big. I want to be colossal. I want to be as big as the. Hold on, let me come off this camera real quick. I want to be as big as the 54th annual Passover hosted by General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K. coming this Saturday, April 1st. You know what I'm saying? My virtual background messing up, but we're gonna keep it going. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, 1969. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatham. To all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alathan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. To the sisters, this is the Florida Scripture Breakdown class. Precinct Officer Kazak Damar, I.S.U.P.K, Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. They're here with my brother from another mother from the same father, Banya Hawada, Banya Sha'ala, Nashak. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and do this like we do it every Monday night, giving blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, scratch that, blacks, Latinos, and First Nations / indigenous people of Indian and Negro descent, predominantly in Northern and South America and scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, they identity back, letting them know they are the real Jews. They are the people that God talked about, that he was saying all the good stuff about, like his first love. Hey, headquarters, you off mute. Headquarters, you off mute.
Salaki, sir.
No sweat. The ones that the Lord said was his first love, his only begotten, his son, so on and so forth. They also the same ones that the Lord said stiff-necked, wicked, and was no different than the Egyptians when it came to being a people. The only thing that made you special. Hey, can y'all mute that up?
Oh, Khan, sir. Salaki.
And the only thing that separates you from everybody else on the planet is that you were chosen by the Lord to be great, and that comes with a hell of a responsibility, which means you can't do what everybody else do. That means you can't act and eat what everybody else eat. You can't act. If the rest of the world decides that it's okay to eat bat and rat and cat and crabs and lobster and shrimp and pork and rabbit, you can't eat that. Our God gave us a set of laws, statutes, and commandments that live by, and that's the only thing that makes us better than them, is because we have the laws. That's what made Adam better than everybody else. He breathed the breath of dust into Adam. That's what it was talking about. All right. So we'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If anybody have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll get to them. You can pop on that link inside the chat on YouTube. You can pop on and ask your questions live. All right. This ain't no Kazak coming to preach a sermon. We don't do that in here. This is Israelite school. All right. This is Israelite school, meaning this is class. you have any questions, I might like an interaction. You know what I'm saying? I want people to raise their hand and answer the questions that I'm giving the same way you would do it in a class setting. All right. Once again, hope everybody ready. I know y'all is. You know what I'm saying? I'll be seeing y'all, Lord allow, in a couple of days. We're going to hit that road up, burning up. And I guarantee y'all, my plan is to enjoy the Passover. I look to see all my brothers and sisters. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be glorious. And just for the record, never mind. Anyway, all right, so I got one I got a question from Magazar. Hold tight. Let me go ahead and get this scripture first, and then we'll come to your question. All right. You got anybody that can read, Nishak?
Colonel Khan, sir. I got young man in here.
We ain't got no troopers in the school?
Not in the building, sir.
We might need to raise him up then. He doing the trooper's job.
Colonel Khan.
Let's see what we can do about that, man. Hey, if there's any troopers on this feed, can you pop in the class? Trooper Mashar, you know what I'm saying? Anybody, just hit that little link and pop in this class so we can let the young man learn. Y'all had a chance. You ain't have to read and answer questions when you was a young man. That's your time to come in here and to vet the school. As we vetting you to see if you belong in here, you should be vetting us. Because, I mean, you might belong in IUIC. This might not be the place for you. You know what I'm saying? You might belong in the Christian church. You belong in the trap. Belong in the trap. That's might be, you know what I'm saying? The Lord, this is a place of election. The Lord chooses who he wants to do this work right here. And it's not for everybody. Understand what I'm saying, right? We are never in the I.S.U.P.K tell you not to listen to nobody else. Because some people, just like he said in Romans 9, he raised up Pharaoh just so he can destroy him. He have vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor. The potter is controlling the clay. Oh, no, you want to bring it back now, huh? The potter is controlling the clay. Y'all feel me? He's in control. So if you ain't sent and you coming in here, you know what I'm saying? Your lust and your desires that you have might be more important to you than what the Lord said to do. You know what I'm saying? You might not go out like Christ. You might not go out like Christ and decide to say, you know, nevertheless, not my will. You might follow your the lust of your eyes, the lust of your flesh, and your pride. We ain't trying to put too much responsibility on brothers that's coming out of the world and sisters that's coming out of the world. All we want y'all to do is come in here and learn. Ask every question that you got on your mind and see if the Lord will reveal to you that the men in the I.S.U.P.K are the priests and prophets of the Lord. That's what we want. You ain't got a proper time. You come in here, you already working. You doing the work of a trooper. A trooper is rank.
Right.
I hope y'all know that. And from how it was told to me, the best troopers make the best generals. You cannot. There is no general in the I.S.U.P.K that did not become a trooper first.
Right.
So don't take it lightly, that rank you got. I'm talking to the troopers right now in I.S.U.P.K, Florida. We need y'all. This is a mandatory class, ain't it? Ain't it, Nishak?
Colonel Khan, sir.
All right. This is why they don't mess with me, Nishak. I was raised like this. Captain Shawoyala raised me like this. He turned me. Understand? Like, we can't be light on the things of God or the things of the Lord. We cannot slack on anything. And if we coming in here and I gotta have an officer of 5,000 reading the Bible for me, that means we don't have, and the troopers are the foundation of the school. You're not growing if you don't have troopers. You're not. Who's gonna become an officer? The only person that can take an officer's test is a trooper.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Thank the Most High for the young man being in class and being studious. But if I'm teaching, it's the same way as if I'm on the corner, I would rather have a trooper reading for me than an officer or a young man or anybody else. Know what I'm saying?
Come on, sir.
All right. With that said, let's go. Let's go. If that's all we got is the young man, we gonna. Hey, the Lord say he'll let the rocks cry if nobody will do it. You know. So it don't matter. Maybe the brother is showing himself approved. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Lord, raise him up over some of these troopers. Who knows?
Right.
Lock you. Who knows? All right. Let's start at verse 26. Let me see if that's where I'm at. Is that where I'm going?
Chapter 4.
Yeah, I might be at number 10. I might be going down too far. Let me see. Yeah, let's start at verse 5. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land where ye go to possess it.
Stop right there. All right, so this is Moses, and basically the Lord is speaking through Moses saying, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High, my God, have commanded me. So Moses saying, I ain't said nothing but what the Lord told me to say, that you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Now here's the thing, the shop. Our people don't understand about possessing no land because they don't got no land that they can call the shots and say, this is my land. We're gonna do what I say do over here. We ain't been in that position. I know not none of us since we've been alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's think about how King David might have felt when he got everybody that is in around him. He's subduing all these different nations. Man, David put the Edomites in chains. They telling us don't abhor Edomite. When King David, a man after the Lord's own heart, put them in chains. He had garrisons in their city. You know what a garrison is?
Sir.
A garrison is like, you know how they I don't know if y'all ever been to the hood, but they put a police substation as an apartment in the middle of the projects. So they can be right there and watch niggas. He had garrison stop stations where he would make sure, let me see what these niggas is doing out here. You're not gonna move unless I tell you to move. You move too fast, you're gonna pay the fine.
Right.
David was hell on these other nations. I mean, in Psalms 83, he is literally
Oh shit, we lost him. Okay, so look like we lost Officer Kazak. Okay, Most High in Christ. I'm sure he'll be jumping back in a minute. Okay, we still live. Look like we still good to go. Okay, read what you got from the top.
Come. Want me to read over the sake?
Yes, read it from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Salaki, can you hear me?
Come on, sir.
Hey, Salaki for that, man. Listen, this is what I was just talking about. All right, so like, let me just pick up right where I left off. He said, when you go into possess, you keep these statutes and these judgments and do them. For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Here's what people misunderstand about what we teach. They think we teaching that because you're an Israelite, you're better than everybody.
Right.
That's what they think we teaching, Nishab. That's what they think we teaching. Now,
right.
That's kind of true, but at the same time, if you're reading the Bible, nobody besides Israelites broke a covenant with the Lord, agreement with the Lord.
Right.
Nobody went against the Lord more than Israelites. Right. Nobody did he bless and forgive and have mercy on more than the Israelites, and we continue to look at him and, dare I say, spit in his face. Mm-hmm. Dare I say, treat him like a whore and go and serve other gods. Dare I say, do things that would, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody did to you, you would have no more mercy or pity for them. The Lord called us a stiff-necked people. Now, he did say we was the only people he knew on the earth, but this is why. He gave his words to us. By the mouth of his prophet spoke to us that we were supposed to be better than everybody else. Here's the problem. We love serving our own lusts and our own desires more than the desires of the Most High. That's why we ain't doing what he said. Keep them and therefore do them. Instead of them calling you a byword like they calling you now, you know what I'm saying? You're a super predator.
Mm-hmm.
You a nigga. Look at them niggas over there. Mm-hmm. Black people do it. General Muhammad brought it out. Black people do it. Right. Nobody live around all them niggas.
Right.
I get some money, boy. I'm not gonna stay around no niggas. Niggas will steal your car, niggas will shoot you, niggas will do this. And nobody ever blames the oppressor for.
If I may, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I told somebody the other day what you told me because it blew my mind. Like the example you gave me when we was in Orlando, and you said, you know, like niggas, like General Muhammad brought out. This is how niggas talk. I can't stand niggas. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
You said to me, you said that niggas be like a crab in the bucket. They try to pull each other down as soon as you see one trying to get out.
Right.
And you said, who put them crabs in that bucket?
Nobody ever asked that question.
God, I said, what the heck? That blew my mind. Like when you said, who, like that it's true. The crabs are in the bucket. They pulling, trying to get, you get halfway out, somebody pulling on you to try to climb over you to get out. But who put them crabs in that bucket? They were never supposed to be in a bucket.
Right. That's what I was about to say. The crabs don't supposed to be in no bucket in the first
place. Right. Shit.
And to be honest with you, like, know what I'm saying? That's just wisdom that you get in the I.S.U.P.K. I got that from Captain Yatazak out of Houston, Texas. I already told him I'm gonna use it like it's mine. and he say, "Oh, I done stole breakdowns from you." I'm like, "Man, hold up, wait a minute." That's all we do, brother. We all say the same thing. If a brother hit on a heavy point, you better believe it. Everything I got from the captains, the officers, and the generals that's over me. You know what I'm saying? And if I hear you say something, I'm using that. But that's a heavy point, though. That's my point. Nobody ever want to blame. They always talking about niggas and they do this, and you know what I'm saying, Hispanic brothers that do this, and all of these people. They talk about this, the bad things that we do, but nobody ever talks about why we fighting for crumbs in the ghetto. Nobody ever talks about it. And the thing is that this would have never happened had we done what we're reading right here, because this was our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Our wisdom and understanding was doing what the Lord said to do. Niggas think they smart because they got a degree, or because they go to, you know what I'm saying, school and learn what the square root of whatever is. But that don't tell you how to get crack out the ghetto. Mm-hmm. That don't tell you how to fix your relationship with your family. That don't tell you how to, you know what I'm saying, how to keep your home together. You know what I'm saying? When the scriptures talk about things that we deal with every single day, and everybody act like it's just a fairy tale. It's just a book you just got sitting on that coffee table. It's just a book that's in every hotel room as you go and trick and do whatever you're doing, and nobody ever opens it up and read it and said, this is the way to our salvation. This is how you become wise. This is the understanding that you should have on how to forgive your brothers, on how to forgive people, on how to, you know what I'm saying, become a family again, as opposed to being individuals. Because ain't nobody taking over nothing by themselves. You can't take over nothing, man. You talking about David, who ruled, he had armies with him. Armies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna go take over the world by yourself? No, you need people. Right. And if we don't understand how to get along as a nation, that's another thing right here. Look at this in verse 6. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Know what that means? The other nations are together. They understand that they are a nation. This is why we ask black people, what's your identity? Who are you? One gonna say I'm a Christian. One gonna say I'm a Muslim. One gonna say I'm a LGBT community person. One gonna say I'm a lawyer. I took the bar exam and I became a lawyer, so I'm at the international such and such of this and teachers or whatever, and they identify themselves by what they do. We identify ourselves as a priest of the Lord because we go around and teach people to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what Moses was teaching. Your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Check this out. Which shall hear these statutes. Did we get there yet?
La, sir.
Oh, give me verse 6. I'm all ahead of the game, man. Let me slow down, man. You know, I got one more day of slavery, boy. They might not get it. They might not get it.
You might call in tomorrow.
I'm already at the Passover.
I hear you, sir.
Already there. We're gonna be on the good foot tomorrow, man. Hey, shalom. We need to walk in there and say shalom.
Right.
Y'all sharp rock a thumb. Nah, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and give me verse 7.
Verse 6, I think.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6.
Yeah.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is wise and understanding people.
So now here's the key to what I was talking about, right? This is what we mean when we say, like, if you do really believe that this is what we teaching, that because you was born an Israelite, you better than everybody else. Remember I said that's kind of what we teaching. Let me be specific about it. If you are Israelite that's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, then you better than everybody else.
Come.
That's when they'll look at you and say, hear these statutes and say, surely this great nation. Because you look, if you are Israelite and you talking about gathering your family together, like the scriptures say, gather together, O nation not desired. If you coming together with other people that's not desired, guess what? They not only not desired by the other nations, they ain't desired by you. You don't desire to be around. I hate being around niggas. What's that? Uncle Ruckus. You Uncle Ruckus, nigga. I don't like niggas. I don't need them niggas. Just me by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, at the end of the day, you got to gather in order to become a nation. Scripture in Amos chapter 3 says, you only have I known out of all the families on the earth. How you gonna be a family if you can't stand niggas? But I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? In every place you go, the north side niggas don't like the south side niggas. The east side niggas don't like the west. Hell, some niggas on the same side. The 21st Street niggas don't like the 15th Street niggas, bro. That's how bad it is. And nobody owns a house on neither one of them streets, and they willing to die about it. When the scripture is calling for us to gather together, how do we do that? By making the oath to say, I would never sleep with my brother's woman.
Right.
I would never steal from my brother. I would never murder my brother.
Right.
I would never, deal falsely with him. I would never, lie on him or bear false witness on him. Once you start to establish these things, then now, you know what I'm saying, a stone cold killer like the shock Salakia
Come.
and come around, can come and hang around an old square like myself. You know what I'm saying? The lion shall dwell with the sheep. You feel me?
Or vice versa, sir.
We can coexist. You know what I'm saying? That's the Lord intended, because we got a need for both. I'm just using that. I don't know what Nashak did before he was in the truth. I really don't want to know and don't care. And only Captain Katazai will tell y'all things I've done before the truth. Nobody else will ever tell y'all. All right. So, anyways, that being said, y'all get the point. We could keep going on this. Yeah, matter of fact, let's read verse 8. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, read verse 8. Hold on, did we get there? No, we ain't get verse 7. All right, let's go. Give me verse 7.
Come.
I get stuck in this right here because this sums it all up right here. This is how they supposed to be looking at you. When we saying the Israelites is better, it's because they follow the laws. It's because they do what the Lord said to do, and He makes you better. If you go like three chapters over in Deuteronomy 7, He's like, I ain't choose you because you was the biggest and greatest nation. As a matter of fact, you was the smallest.
Right.
Think about every other nation on the planet existed before Jacob or Israel was born. They was already here. So as he growing it, he take one man and he elect Abraham. Hey, look, you gotta leave your mama and daddy and what they doing and come do what I tell you to do.
Right.
Abraham follows. Abraham got plenty of sons. He take one, and that's Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like your brothers. I know your older brother Ishmael out doing what he doing, but don't be like him.
Right.
I'm gonna make you something different. Esau and Jacob born the same day. One of them he loved, and one of them he hated. It's all about election. That's why I said if you watching the I.S.U.P.K, the ICJC, the IUIC, the GOCC, you watching any of those videos and they resonate with their spirit, the Lord might be telling you to go over there and do that. One of the hardest things that Captain Shore taught me coming in the truth is in Romans 9, where it says, not to him that willeth, nor him that runneth. It's the Lord that give mercy. He show mercy on who he want to. He gonna save who he want to.
Right.
I'm in here because I really believe this. I really believe this. If you having doubts, you better ask the questions you need to ask to find out. But to make your election sure,
yes, sir.
You might need to be in the purple choir. You might need to be there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We want no cowards in our camp. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. We don't want everybody in here. The Lord don't want everybody in here. You don't believe me? Go to Amos 9 where it says the sinners of my people will die by the sword. That means just because you Israel don't mean you Israel. That's Romans 9. So I'm putting these two together just so you know, when we talking about the greatness of being Israel, that comes with the responsibility to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Else you are not sons, like he said in Hosea, if you don't do that. Go ahead and read verse 7 before I keep going on a rant.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we can call upon him?
Now, think about this. The scripture said, those who do not keep the law, their prayers is an abomination to the Lord. Right? So when we read verse 7, the nation's supposed to be saying, what people got a God that's so close to them that He answered all things they call on him for. Why are we praying that our neighborhoods get turned around or our families stay together or this, that, or the other, and we ain't getting the answers from the Lord? Why is that? You mean to tell me you're going to go out and get straight F's, not take out the trash, not wash the dishes, not clean up your room, and then you're going to ask your mama and daddy for something? That's what you think going to happen? What do you think they're going to say in the shop? If your kids don't make straight F's, don't clean up their room, don't take the trash out, don't do no chores, do everything against what you said, what kind of father would reward them for doing that?
Right.
Not a good one.
Right.
Not a good one.
Con.
So this is what we supposed to be doing. We supposed to have a God so nigh unto us, meaning so close to us that we have that. You know what I'm saying? They be talking about they got a personal relationship with God.
Con.
He's got a personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Well, can you have him send me $1,000, please, so that I can ball out at the pass? So lock it.
Oh no, you're right, sir. You right.
These the kind of minor things we asking God for. $1,000 to pay our light bill. You know what I'm saying? $200 to get our car, $1,000 to get our car fixed. Man, the Lord would be calling like where He would make our enemies our footstool. Those are the kind of things we was asking for. And had we been obedient to Him, He would do it all, and the other nations would be saying, "What kind of people is this that got a God so close to them that He's there with everything that they ask for?" Give me verse 8, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
Come on. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 8. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
These are questions that the nations is supposed to be asking us. Us in the I.S.U.P.K, we want the nations to be asking us questions like this. So we're trying to provoke the Lord to be back on the side of the children of Israel. We're trying to prove to Him that He got some good sons and some good daughters, that we ready to come back home like the prodigal son. We done squandered our inheritance serving these idols, being Americans, the same way the Romans and the Corinthians and the Ephesians and all of them had done. Now we ready to be Israelites again. YAHANNA, one nation, under God, indivisible. You understand? That's what this is about. So I just want to make it clear, when we talking about the greatness of Israel, it's not about just only that bloodline. Because the Lord said the sinners of my people gonna die by the sword. 2/3 ain't gonna make it. All Israel ain't Israel. But those people who follow the example of our King Yahushua and forego their own lust and desires for the desires of the Lord, those are the ones that's going to be saved. Those are the ones that's going to be raised up in the last day. Those are the ones that's going to inherit the kingdom. Everybody understand?
All
right. You had anything to add to that, Nishak?
Oh shit, it's like it, sir. You caught me off guard, but
no, it's all good. Just chime in whenever. I have a brother in the chat. You got any questions? You or the young man or anybody that's at the school?
You got a question? Sir, we got a question. We got 2 questions over here.
All right, go ahead. Give me the first one.
So, I just want to know, it's just a general question about the order of Melchizedek.
All right, what about it?
I just want to know the order of Melchizedek. Did it stretch in the Old Testament, like from Adam, say maybe after Adam, to about till the nation was established?
Can you re-ask that question a little bit louder? Let me make sure I hear it correctly.
Khan. I just want to know that about the order of Melchizedek. Was it like right? Was the order of Melchizedek right up until the establishment of the nation of Israel?
Let me repeat it back to you to make sure I heard it right. You asking if the order of Melchizedek was established right after the establishment of Israel? Is that what you asked?
Before
Was it established before?
Khan, because we had the Levites with their priesthood, with the establishment of the nation. But I'm talking about when Sarah went to to see the prophets, or Rebecca went to see the prophets, were those men that were seers, and those that had those type of positions in
You
the.
asking was they Levites or was they after the order of Melchizedek? Is that your question?
My question, yes, and were they after the order of Melchizedek?
All right, so all right. I'm gonna answer this simply, right? Because I do know the answer. But I think you probably would get a better answer from like General Muhammad. Are you planning on going to the Passover?
Come.
Next Friday, that class gonna be rocking. I might try to ask this question for you, but I'm gonna answer it now. Okay, but I don't want to get too deep. But here's what you gotta know. The God of Israel existed before he was the God of Israel.
Come.
All right. So let me give you some proof of that so you'll think I'm going off. Um, let me see. Hold on. Let me see here. See if I can get it real quick. Give me Exodus chapter 6. Exodus chapter 6. I hope you didn't think you was gonna get no quick yes or no answer from me. I hope you didn't.
Exodus chapter 6 verse.
I wasn't raised like that, bro. Let's go one through 3.
1, 2, 3. Come.
Matter of
Exodus,
fact, 1 through 4.
up from 1 to 4, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come. Exodus chapter 6, verse 1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand he let them go.
Hey, Nashak.
Come.
It sounds like the brother far away. I could kind of hear him, but it's like an echo. I don't know if everybody else is getting the same thing. It might just be me. But can I get either him to move closer or you to cut up the mic if he's reading using a mic or something like that?
Come, sir. He just moved closer.
All right, no sweat.
Come. Exodus chapter 6, verse 1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Now thou shalt see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land.
So this is the Lord giving Moses the prophecy of what he's going to do to Pharaoh, how he gonna get them up out of there. Go ahead to verse 2.
Verse 2. And God spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am the Lord.
I am the Most High, right? I am Yahweh in the Hebrew.
Come.
Keep going.
Verse 3. And I appear unto Abraham.
All right. My question to you is, when the Lord appeared to Abraham, was he the God of Israel?
Blah.
Keep going.
I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob.
When he appeared to Isaac, was he the God of Israel?
Blah.
This God existed, right? All the way back to Adam. The Tower of Babel, Noah, all of this before Israel was established. And there were men that worked on his behalf prior to there ever being Levite, before Levi was ever born.
Come.
Right?
Come.
Okay, and unto Jacob. Keep going.
By the name of God Almighty, but by my name, Yahweh, I was not known to them.
So the Lord wasn't even known as Yahweh to these. Either way, it's the same God, because there's only one God that matters. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what we say now, right?
Come.
What did they refer to him as prior? God Almighty. That's what it say right here, right? He appeared to them as God Almighty. All right, so when you ask that question about the priesthood was only men that were called by the Most High to do a job, just like it is right now. The only reason that it became ever the Levitical priesthood is because when Moses came down, like the Lord was about to kill everybody. Remember, we were supposed to be a nation of kings and priests.
Concept.
Deuteronomy 4 was talking about us as a nation. Deuteronomy 7 was talking about us as a nation. In the Exodus, when we come out, he bring us out as a nation. It was never supposed to be one tribe that was between us and God. It was always supposed to be us between God and everybody else on the planet. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
God.
Well, the Lord was about to destroy every last one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Moses pleaded with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
He went to him on our behalf, right? Therefore, by the time the Levites came, there was a need for a mediator between even the children of Israel and the Most High. So he placed them in that position. But when you get to Revelations, it talks about us being redeemed by the Lamb out of every nation, and us becoming priests and kings as we were supposed to be in the beginning, as the entire, like right now. So that order of Melchizedek did exist before Israel, right? But before the order of Melchizedek, there was still always men who served the Lord, who the Lord used to speak on their behalf. And the Lord always either used an angel, or he'll use a man of God in order to get his will in the earth. So it could be like right now, the Lord is speaking to you through a nigga. And that's the hard part about it. Ain't nothing amazing about these niggas, but it's something amazing about these niggas, bro. You understand? It's something amazing that that the trap is open right now. The trap, the strip club, the dope hole. You can go buy all the Molly and Percocets and Xanax and everything you want. But you brothers is in here trying to learn how to please the Lord. That's amazing. Sisters is in here learning how to please the Lord. That's amazing. But people want to see you fly and walk on water and part the Red Sea before they'll believe you. Now think about it. It's niggas that came and walked on water and parted the Red Sea and they ain't believe them. So when you ask that question about the priesthood is only a person that's in between the Most High that he's using to convey a message or to do a work or to as an intercessor between him and the Most High. All right. So the order of Melchizedek was not the first order. Let me say this. I can't say that because it don't speak of what the other orders would be called. Right? So the order of Melchizedek is one of the oldest orders that is named as far as I know in the Bible, but the Lord was speaking to people prior to that. Know what I'm saying? He spoke to Moses after that. But when you got to think, you know what I'm saying, if you go back to Abraham paying Melchizedek tithes and all of that, the Levitical priesthood was just a replica of that based on the Levites being the person or the priest as opposed to it being Israel or the men that he called. I don't know if I'm answering your question. It did exist prior to Abraham, Isaac, just like the Most High exists prior, when there was no Israelites, when Abram, before he left his parents came, that God existed. Now our Bible don't tell us who it was that worshiped that God. You know what I'm saying? But because this Bible is predicated on explaining to you the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and the children of Israel, it just goes back to Adam because he was the first one chosen to be in the truth. He was the first one elected to be over everybody. He was the first favorite son that the Lord had, that he said he was going to instill laws in, or the ability to follow laws, which is the gift, the breath of life. So all of it being, you know what I'm saying? You could call technically if the Lord speaking directly to him, and it's his job to carry these things out in the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's the same as the angels. When you got the sons of God in the Bible, you start talking about that. So you can go all the way down. The Lord always had people that he would deal with. When you start referring to them as seers and priests and things like that, then I don't know where that started from. You know what I'm saying? But the reason we know is because they broke it down to us in the New Testament, how that Melchizedek was a priest and Abraham paid him tithes. So I don't know if there was an order before that, but that order definitely did exist before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, just like the Lord our God existed before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He existed before Adam. All right, did I answer your question? All right, Most High in Christ. Let's go to another question. I'll come back for your second question. Let me answer some of the questions we got online, all right?
Come, sir.
Did you have one to shop?
Yes, sir. I just needed a breakdown in the book of Job.
What chapter?
24, sir. Job 20. Salaki, sir. I just needed a general breakdown as I was going through it. I really, sometimes this the way the words have been translated with this old English, I just get, kind of caught up and not really understand what they're saying. So Job
24 and what?
Verse 6, sir. 24 and 6.
That's the one that's jamming you up?
Well, it's the question is, if I might have to start at verse 1. I just want to be clear.
Go ahead.
If I may, so yeah, I just wanted to be clear because to me, it sounds like that it's talking about the oppressor, and it's either talking about the oppressor or our people. So that's what I kind of wanted to see if you can clear up for me.
All right, so let me help you out with that. Whenever we reading the Bible, right, sometimes the Lord be speaking on things for that particular time. But because we live in the now and the God does not change, and apparently we keep doing the same things over and over, some things would apply to us that was spoken for that time. All right, for instance, if you go to Isaiah chapter 7, where it said, you shall get a sign, a virgin shall bear a son, and butter and honey he shall eat. It was speaking for that particular time. But what it was talking about metaphorically is the Lord raising up a child that would bring back the northern and southern kingdom. So when they use it in the New Testament for Christ, that means the metaphor is talking about Christ. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But when he gave it to Isaiah, he was speaking for those particular kings at that particular time. So now when you're reading in Job, some of the things that Job was going through is some of the same things that we are going through. So it'll seem to you like he's talking about the oppressor. From my understanding, I believe Job, I'm not sure about this, but Job happened prior to there even being a Jacob and Esau. You know what I'm saying? So now it couldn't have been talking about the white man because the white man didn't exist. But But look where he said, when we go to Job and we read, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right.
Cover the faces. It applies, so you can
Right.
apply it in that manner. You
Yes,
understand?
sir. I understand.
So you got to understand that breakdowns come like that because the Lord don't change. The cycles keep going over. We keep breaking the law. The Lord keeps having his mercy. He keeps putting us back into captivity. He keeps allowing us to come out of the captivity, then giving us another chance, and we're going back and forth. Now, this Job thing is totally different because Job didn't do nothing wrong. What this is about is the Lord having the power over the clay, like the potter. You feel me? Him allowing certain things to happen to you as a test, and you being built like Job will be able to come through it. What I think, let's read it and get what Job is saying, and you could tell me where you getting lost at. Go ahead and start at verse 1.
The book of Job, chapter 24 and verse 1. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days?
So now, if you understand that the Lord sees everything, ain't nothing can be hidden from him, why are you not paying attention to when he's doing things within the earth? Why are you not seeing where he's destroying people that's doing wrong and all of that and changing? Is that what you got out of that, or that's we were already on different times?
No, that's it, sir.
All right, go ahead. Verse 2.
The water, sir. Verse 2. Some remove landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
Keep going.
Verse 3. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge.
So these are people in positions of power that's taking advantage of people who don't have power. Right? We talk about it now. They know you can't go to the Black Wall Street Memorial and see, oh, this is the bank that they had owned by such and such and such. Can't go there. You know why? They removed those landmarks. Anything that makes you great, if somebody conquer you, they violently take away your flock and feed off of it. They don't care about you being fatherless. They don't care about the widows. This is what he's talking about. They don't care about the Most High. Go ahead to verse 4.
Sir. Verse 4. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together.
So they got the people that's poor and that's needy and that's widows and that's fatherless. Now keep in mind, these are the same people the Lord said take care of if you're in a position of power, if you're in a position of authority.
Right.
They drive them into a hole where we all sitting in the ghetto, sitting in the cave, sitting wherever we got to be at to hide from them people, them same people that's over us. So this is talking about oppression. Go ahead to verse 5.
Yes, sir. Verse 5. Behold, as the wild asses in the desert go they forth to their work, rising the times for a prey. The wilderness yielded food for them and for their children.
The same way you have like animals in the wild, right? And the Lord feed them by putting whatever it is. If it's a lion, he'll put a zebra in his way so he can find it. You know what I'm saying? These they don't got no refrigerators and no Walmart they go to.
Right.
What he's saying is the same way that the Lord feed these wild animals and they able to find prey, the wilderness will be food for these people who are being oppressed. You get it? The Lord gonna feed these people and their children.
Right.
He's gonna feed them. Hold on 1 second. He's gonna feed them the same way he feed the wild animals that's out in the wilderness. So though they running them off like us right now, right? Like us right now, don't nobody know how to farm, don't nobody know how to hunt, but we still eating.
Right.
And our oppressor, who don't care nothing about us, is still like can't stop us from growing. The more they kill us, the better we get. This is just showing that the Lord is in control. Because if it was up to them, they would have been eradicated the children of Israel already.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, verse 6.
Come,
This the one where your question is, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Come. Verse 6. They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked.
Keep going.
Come. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, and they have no covering in the cold.
Now, so in verse 6, what's jamming you
up? I didn't know if it was talking about us doing it to ourselves or the oppressor doing it to us.
Oh, you asking who is the he? Who is the they?
Right. They reap it every come.
All right, so just put that word where you see vintage. Put vineyard there, right? Put vineyard there.
Okay.
They reap everyone the corn in the field. They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vineyard of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, and they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and they embrace the rock for want of a shelter. So they reap every one of his corn is, hold on, let me make sure. And they gather the vintage of the wicked. You know what, Nashak? I'm not 100% sure. The reason why is because it looks as, just based on the context, that it's talking about the people that are being oppressed. It looks like that, but I'm not 100% sure to teach it that way.
Come.
They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause, because look, right in verse 7, the they is the oppressor.
Right.
But the second they is the people who are being oppressed. In verse 7, you see how it's going back and forth? They cause the naked to lodge without clothing. That would be the oppressor. Right. And they have no covering in the cold. That will be the oppressed.
Right.
So it switches right there. In 6, they reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. That could be either one. So I don't know. The verdict is out on that. As far as me, I would have to ask Cap or somebody else which one that is. I'm not sure about that.
Sir.
I know what's going on here, and I know the context, but that particular verse, I couldn't tell you whether, I would have to have it broke down to me, and I've never had that broke down. Some things I can walk through and see clearly, but that one right there is I see why you jammed up on it. All right, so we have to ask Cap. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a lot of time. You're gonna have a lot of time when whenever the brothers on the road, just call him. He'll answer it for you.
Shit, if I may, sir.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on the road together, shit, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Hey, for y'all that don't know, like, for when brothers started catching planes to pass over and stuff like that, I was low key sad, man, because this was the only time. Like when I get with I.S.U.P.K and the shop, it's all about warfare. We teaching classes, we going to camp, we doing work. You know what I'm saying? We don't, and then we might have a chance to eat some food and have a drink, but then everybody go back to their place. When we was going to New York every year for Passover, I knew I was gonna be locked in with my brothers. We had the officers van. We had, hey, we gonna sit there and chop it up, and I'm gonna really get to know them brothers, like what they really going through, what's they take on certain things. We might have time to have an argument, like real brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like now, for the most part, it's caught out of one kind, and you know what I'm saying. The brothers rank, but on the road, nigga, who was better, Tupac or Biggie, nigga? LeBron or Jordan? Who? Steph? I'ma say stuff like Steph Curry is better than all of them, and then we gonna have a whole conversation. You get a chance to pick these brothers' brains. If you ride with Cap, that is a good time to have a man of wisdom. Nigga, ask him every question that you ask me in these classes that I ain't got to yet. And if he don't know, he's gonna know that all the other brothers and captains and generals is on the road too. Let me call General Haas. Let me call General. I get that answer for you right. Let me call General Q. Let me, you know what I'm saying? And you'll get your answer. This one right here, I don't think is that deep. You know what I'm saying? Because I can make out what he's talking about. But that day there is jamming me up the same way as jamming you up. All right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just write it down, and you probably gonna be in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? He'll have a chance to look it up on his phone. And like, hey, Kev, I got a question. Like, you can start it off by that. That'll get you an hour in right there. You know, he'll give you a little breakdown. By the time that you'll have your hour down and you'll have your answer. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're absolutely right, sir. You're absolutely right.
Good times. Y'all take advantage of being, especially if you ride with brothers. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and get it in. I know I used to be like that, man. I found out Cap can tell you what's the highest skyscraper, what's the biggest roller coaster. Hey, don't think that the brother only knows the Bible. Yeah, he'll whip out some Jeopardy information on you in a minute. Like, who knows that? Salakia. All right, yeah, but yeah, ask the brother that question. If he can't get it, know what I'm saying, we'll come back and we'll see what we can do, you know, next class or whatever. All right.
Yes, sir. The water, sir.
Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say quickly something. It's so heavy when they use the day and the day, because my wife, she speaks like that, and sometimes she confused me so much, because I would ask her, she would say, they say, and then they did that, and I'll be like, who are you talking about? God damn, it's like it's they and they. It makes sense now that, you know, you kind of break it down like that.
Well, brother, you know what they say, right?
So, like, it's another question in verse in Job 24. I think it's verse 8. Could you use verse 8 as an Islam scripture?
They are wet with the showers of the mountains and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. Yeah, you could. You definitely could, but it'll be a reach. It'll be a little bit of a reach. But you could definitely use this, because what it's talking about is people being oppressed. It's like when it says, don't go to Egypt for help. Woe to them that seek Egypt for help. Know what I'm saying? Just imagine. I mean, I probably could use this as a Esau scripture. Them that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, using rocks for shelter. You know what I'm saying? I could use this for a brother in the hood that sells rocks to pay to live. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of ways you can take things and use it. Just know that if it grows in the school and brothers start using it, then you're gonna have to go back and explain, like I was doing with the shock, like the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Why we would use it for something right now when originally it was talking about the time that it was written in. You see what I'm saying? But the Lord don't change, and apparently we ain't changed either. So yeah, I would say that might not be the best one to use, but I could see your logic for why you would ask that question. All right. All right, so let's go to Magazar. Magazar had a question. He said, Salakia, sir, was there ever a account of Christ trying to help someone that was hard to deal with? Huh. Let me think. Can you think of one off the top of your head in the shop?
Colonel Khan, with a brother who, he said, you know, the brother came and he was like, shoot, I kept these laws from the beginning of my life.
Yeah. No, that's the first brother I thought. That's the first brother I thought of, but I don't know if he necessarily was hard to deal with. I would say you could say he was hard to deal with because he thought he was righteous. That's the only reason he was hard to deal with. Right? Another one would be when they was hung on the cross and one of them niggas was like, get us down. You supposed to be that nigga, get us down. And the other dude was like, we deserve to be up here. Shut up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Gosh, I was gonna say like, guy, I don't know, shit. The damn, the Pharisees, Sadducees, and Pharisees, they was always hard to deal with. Like he could, you know what I mean? Like he had to, like, okay.
Yeah, that's another thing I thought of. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that I thought of too. The Sadducees and Pharisees was always because you have to be more specific.
Okay,
more specific. No, I'm talking about Magazar.
Okay, come.
When you say hard to deal with, what you mean? Give me John chapter 8 real quick.
Yes, sir.
John chapter 8. I'll show you him dealing with some people that's hard to deal with. Let's go there. I at least try to give, a scripture for what I think. And while I'm doing this, Magazar, like clear up, be clear about what you asking. Cause I don't want to answer the wrong question, because I'll take the rest of the class to answer your question. You'd be like, that ain't even what I asked him. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me see here. It's a long chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Magazar. Hold on. Magazar, you asked another question. I need you to elaborate on this one, or I'm going to have to come back to it because we got a few questions in there. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold that John chapter 8 because that might be an answer that's not the answer to his question. So let me just go to the next one. I'm going to come back to you, Magazar. Just put in there what you're talking about, all right? Was Balaam in Numbers an Israelite? You got the Zondervan Bible Dictionary?
Come, sir.
All right, give me Balaam in people say Balaam.
Yes, sir.
Give me Balaam there in Numbers. Balaam. I think that's how you spell it. Let me see here.
Yeah, bones.
Gotta be in. Yeah.
I don't see it in the compact.
Balaam.
Balaam.
Oh man,
okay, I got it, sir. Colonel Khan, Salaki.
What does it say about him?
Yes, sir. Colonel Khan. 1 second, sir. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 68. Balaam. Perhaps. Oh, Salaki.
Oh man, Zondervan, don't do that, Zondervan. Stop doing that.
Devourer.
You know why I'm saying that, right?
Yeah, because he's not being now. He doesn't know.
He don't know.
He started out with perhaps.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. No, don't do that to me. I'm trying to teach a class and I'm using him as a reference. He's supposed to be the professional. He's supposed to be the expert, right? And this nigga starts out with perhaps. Lord have mercy. I don't know, sis. Looking pretty bleak for an answer to your question for me. I only got a few weapons. Go ahead and read what he said. Perhaps.
Yes, sir. Balaam, perhaps devourer, son of Beor, from Pethor on the Euphrates. Deuteronomy 23:4. A diviner employed by King Balak to curse Israel.
Who is King Balak? Hold on, let me find out who that is. Spell Balak.
B-A-L-A-K. It's two words down from where I'm at now.
Oh, read a little bit of that and we'll come right back. Oh, Balak was Moab, right?
I think it's Salakis. I think he's the
No. Young men are not allowed to speak right now.
I got it, sir.
You ain't about to show me you know more about the Bible than me right now. And not today. Hey, we can't have that. Maybe you know the answer. I tell you like Cap used to tell me. It sound right, but I ain't taking it from you. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Balak, Salakia, the Vasterer, a king of Moab in Moses' day, who hired Balaam to pronounce a curse on the Israelites.
Okay, so Balak was the king of Moab, right? If we go in Numbers, you said Numbers.
Khan said Numbers 22 and 24.
All right, let's see real quick. Let me see what it's talking about. Let's get down to the bottom of this. He sent messages, therefore, this is Numbers 22 and 5. He sent messages, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Peor. Does it have Beor there? Who is by the river and the children of the people that call them, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me.
Khan, sir, it says son of Beor in Balaam.
No, it is Beor in the Bible dictionary.
Oh, Salakia.
Because when I look it up, right, the word, you got two Beors. You got father of Balaam and father of Bela, the king of Edom.
Khan, sir, I have Beor in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Yeah, let's do it.
It says see Balaam.
Damn, Zondervan, you uplifted me and then you let me down. The boy said perhaps when you go to Balaam, but then you go to see about Beor, and it says see perhaps. Yeah. So there are two Beors one in Numbers, where it's talking about Balaam's father, and one in Genesis 36 and 22, and First Chronicles 1, where it talks about a king of Edom. I don't believe they're the same person, so I wouldn't say he's an Edomite. We is trying to chase down this nigga's daddy, this nigga Balaam's daddy, to see who his father was. But I think we running around in circles right now. I may have to ask General Muhammad an answer on this. But I do know he was employed by Moab, the king of Moab, to curse the Israelites. So, you know, if I had to guess, which I don't do, and I'm not teaching this, I would say he wasn't an Israelite just based on that. But at the same time, there was some wicked niggas out of Israel that would have done that. So that's not a fact. That's not something I could teach. Let me see a little bit. Or let me see if I can find another way to try to find out who this cat is. What'd you say? What'd you say, Nishad? Is there more to Balaam or no? It just talks about the story, right? Go ahead and read. Go ahead and go back. I just tried to shortcut and see who his father was. Just go back up and just go. It says something employed by the king Balak or whatever. You stop right there. Keep reading.
A diviner employed by King Balak to curse Israel, but God cursed him to bless instead. That's in Numbers 22 and 24.
Yep.
Tried to turn Israelites from Jehovah. Numbers 31, Salakia, and was killed by them. In the New Testament, he is held up as an example of the pernicious and influence of hypocritical teachers who attempted to lead God's people astray. Jude 11, 2 Peter 2 and 15.
All right, so it's not really telling us nothing about his nation. Let me ask the sister this: is the reason you asking the question because because the angel of the Lord? Let me know if that's the reason you asking the question. Then I could better answer. It don't give us a whole bunch about who Balaam is or who Beor is, his father, as far as nationality. They could be Moabites. They could be Edomites. They could be Israelites. I have to look for some more sources. But for the sister, yeah, see. Yeah, I know. The sister said she was asking because he was talking to the Most High and he was sacrificing. So let's go to Numbers chapter 22. And let's read 31. We ain't get no troopers in here yet.
22 and 31. La sir.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what we can do. We're gonna have to see about this. We got the young man in here answering questions and everything. These brothers can't even come to class and read. We're gonna have to see what we can do about this. This is not good. All right, go ahead. I guess I gotta let that brother read. He got the zeal.
Numbers chapter 22, verse 31. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw an angel of the Lord standing in the way. And his sword was drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Verse 32. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thy ass 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. Verse 33. And thou hast saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her life.
So, okay. Now, here's something that will jam a lot of people up, right? When you're reading the Bible, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This is what I was talking about earlier in the shop. Just be careful when you're doing this. Not speaking directly to you. I'm just talking to any brother that's in the class that's going to be teaching. What we do know is that the Lord chose a people. But what we also know is that the Lord chose every nation to do his will on the earth.
Come.
You understand what I mean by that?
Come, sir.
Come.
Every knee, everyone's going to bow, every tongue is going to confess that Yahweh Shai is going to be the king to the glory of God the Father, right? When we go to 2nd Ezra 6, we'll go to right after this, we'll find out, and it'll show that the world was made for our sakes. All the other nations are droppers of buckets, but they have places in the kingdom. If you read in Revelation, they the ones who bringing in all the goods for the kingdom.
Right.
They the ones who gonna build the walls of the kingdom. They the one, you feel what I'm saying? So they have to serve the God of Israel.
Right.
Another one we could go to just for this, for the sake of now. I'm approaching this as if he's not an Israelite, but I don't know. All right, I have to ask that question, but I do want to ask the sister's question. I read the spirit behind the reason why she was asking the question is because he spoke with this angel of the Lord.
Right.
A lot of people think that God only speaks to Israelites. Y'all know that ain't what we teach, right?
Come.
All right. There are people that have their job, their only job is to benefit the children of Israel. You can go to Rahab the harlot. You can go to even Moses' father-in-law, right?
Mm-hmm.
They understood the power and authority that the God of Israel had, even though they wasn't Israelites. If we go to Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah 45 real quick. Let me show you what I'm talking about. That's crazy. Let me see. I think it's Isaiah 45. Young man, is it Isaiah 45?
Come on, sir.
No, all right, let me get there with you so I can make my point. Isaiah
45 verse 1.
Is it verse 1?
Come on, sir.
All right, let me get there. I still ain't there yet. Give me 1 second. Bear with me, Akim. Go ahead.
Come, sir.
As a matter of fact, since you got the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, give me King Cyrus or Cyrus. Let's read that first.
Come, sir.
Not you.
Come, sir.
You got it?
I'm trying to get it right now, sir.
I want the young man to hold the whole Isaiah 45, and I want you to go. You got to go there. Let's go to 2nd Chronicles. Man, I don't want to do no jumping around. I don't even want to do it. Do I want to do that? Shoot.
2nd Chronicles, what, sir?
No, I just want him to go ahead and read it. I think
got
we're gonna go to Isaiah 45. Go ahead, Nishad.
Come. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 121. Cyrus. With the rise of Cyrus began the renowned Persian Empire. Persian Empire.
Yep.
Which was to continue until coming of Alexander the Great.
So Cyrus was the king over the Persian Empire, right? And they basically stayed on top of Israel until Alexander. So after we came out of Babylon, Assyria, Egypt, Babylon, Assyria, I might be out of order. But then you had the Persian Empire. King Cyrus was the king of the Persian Empire. He conquered Babylon. All right. So remember, we were in Babylonian captivity. We come out with some of their gods. And now Cyrus conquers Babylon. First ruler of Persia to make a decree allowing Israelite exiles to return to Jerusalem. This is what Cyrus is known for. Now read, that's all I needed on the definition. Read Isaiah 45.
Concert. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue.
Wait a minute. This is a Persian, right?
Concert.
Okay. So why is the Lord telling his anointed to speak to Cyrus, a heathen? Anybody?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
So his will could be done.
That's it. That's it right there. Also, sometimes the Lord will speak to other nations to provoke them to do something so that he can prove to them that he's greater than their God too, as well. The Lord wanted this heathen king to do something, so therefore he spoke with him. So when you ask that question, now remember, Balaam could be an Israelite. I don't think so. But I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to ask that question. But even if he's not, you have to understand that the angel of the Lord comes and he speaks to other ones. There's another one where Abram and Sarah are in the land, and he tells the king, not lies, but he's afraid and tells the king that that's his sister instead of saying that that's his wife. And the Lord comes to that heathen king and says that. So now he comes back to Abram like, yo, you almost made me sin. Right? They didn't have our laws, statutes, and commandments. The only way he knows he would have been doing something wrong is because the Lord visited him and told him that. So there are places in the Bible where the Lord will speak to heathens. Don't get it twisted. Right? Other places, he'll let them know that they doing something wrong by him, what he called visiting them. He gonna visit them. You know what that means, right? He gonna come see you. But sometimes they'll hear from a prophet. Sometimes they'll hear from the voice of the Lord. So don't think just because somebody is a heathen, they can't hear from the voice of the Lord. Sometimes they got to hear it from us out there on them street corners. Mm-hmm. All right. So hopefully I answered the question. Let me get back to you on whether or not he was an Israelite or not. Y'all asking me some questions tonight. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all make me go study. You know what I'm saying? Make me go back and read. Don't let it be easy. Nobody come to class and I'm sitting here doing all this talking. You know what I'm saying? Give me some questions so I can go back and sharpen my sword and become a better officer and become a better teacher. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like being stagnant. So I got 2 questions already that I gotta ask. Yeah, you know what? When y'all leaving the shop, I might have to ride with y'all, man.
I'll be with the 2 heavy top dogs, Captain Shawar and Officer Ricavius.
Oh man. All right. You say y'all leaving Thursday though, right?
Thursday morning, sir.
All right, no sweat. I'm gonna miss that ride, but yo, wait. So as soon as y'all touch down, I'm gonna be running them down. They're gonna be trying to go and get a drink. I'm gonna be asking them questions
Right.
about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Lockie, I ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Right.
Let me ask you about Job. All right, so yeah, let's go to the next question. I have to get back to you on that, sis. Give me John chapter 14. John chapter 14.
Come, sir.
Oh, I did the Isaiah 45. We don't have to go to second Ezra, do it say, well, the earth was given into our sakes, or the earth was created for our sakes. Why do these heathen, so on and so forth, Ezra was praying for. That's what I was talking about, that everything on this earth was created to serve the God of Israel. All right, so that's how it's gonna go down. Even the heathens will have to serve him, and they'll serve him by serving us. That's what we teach. That's what the Bible says.
Come, sir.
All right. What did I ask for? John 14?
God, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Brother wanted to break down on John chapter 14. Guess we'll do like the first 5 chapters. I mean, first five verses.
Come. I got it, sir.
I think they read this at every Judite funeral, I think. I think they read this at every Judite funeral. Let's go.
Yes, sir. The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled.
Now, who is the your? To start this, Kazak. This is Christ speaking to his disciples. All right? Let not your heart be troubled. Hold on. Let me see what just happened before this. Hold on real quick. Stay right there in the shop.
Yes, sir.
Let me get the context. All right, so we had the Last Supper. He washed their feet. The betrayal happened. He's saying he's going to lay down his life. Peter saying he's going to die for him. And this is what happens, all right? That's the context.
Come.
So Christ is letting them know that he ain't going to be with them all the time. His job is going to take him away from them. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about now. Go ahead. Let not your heart be troubled.
Come. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God. Salakia. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come. Salakia. Believe also in me.
Now, this is the thing, right? A lot of people say they believe in God until something bad happens. Until they going through something. Until somebody dies.
Right.
Until they don't get their way.
Right.
What Christ is doing right here is trying to strengthen his brethren and let them know, hey, yeah, something bad gonna happen. But if you believe in God, you already know that we're gonna come through this. If you believe in God, believe in me also. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions.
Let's get it right there. What that mean? What that mean right there? Y'all know when Christians hear this, y'all ever seen MTV Cribs? That's what they think about. That's what they think about when they see this. Everybody in heaven got one of them. MTV Cribs. They come and look at my car collection.
Right.
Is that what this is talking about?
La, sir.
Somebody tell me what it's talking about. In my Father's house are many mansions. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if anybody in the chat. Somebody in the chat answer the question. Who asked this question?
Trooper
Trooper
Mashah.
Mashah.
Colonel Khan.
Trooper Mashah should have hit that button. I would have had him read this to me so he could have understood it a little bit better. But it's all good. It's all good. Salakia. Go ahead. You was about to say something, Nashad?
Oh, La, sir.
You said Salakia.
Oh, because I wanted you asked what does it mean? In my father's house are many mansions.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
If I may, sir, it's just referring to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians people being on top, like many mansions is just kind of referring to us like being in rulership.
Okay. Yeah. Kinda. Yeah. Let's keep reading and we'll come to it. You own it. You definitely own it. I don't know if I'll break that down that same way. Let me see.
Okay, come.
Let me look at this word real quick.
Come.
That word means a staying, abiding, a dwelling, abode of God, the Holy Spirit. Oh man, they going crazy with it. It just means houses. All right. It just means houses. Let's go back and keep reading. In my father's house, there are many houses. Keep going.
Come. If it were not so, I would have told you.
Okay.
I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
That's what it is right there. That's the whole point in this. Where I'm going, you going too. Right? What I'm about to do is going to happen to you too.
Come.
When it says there's many mansions, there are many places to abide. In other words, you could be in this realm right here as a, I don't know, just a regular nigga in the world. You could be a priest. You could be a heathen that the Lord is using. You can be an angel, meaning like a messenger of Christ or of the Most High. There are many different abodes. These people were walking with Christ and he was leaving them. What he's basically telling them is inside this body right here, there are different dimensions, but we all together. And where I'm going to make it better for you. Right? And you gonna go where I'm going too. Precept.
Slacky. Oh shit. If I may, sir.
Yeah.
Is it where Christ said everything he did that we will do?
It's a good one, but that's not that. Nah. That's not the one I'm looking for. Give me Matthew chapter 19. Anybody know it?
Matthew 19.
I know the young man know it. Louis, what it is?
I'm thinking about it, sir.
Let's go to Matthew 19. This will help the brother Trooper Mashah with what Christ was actually saying here. What he's basically saying is where I'm going, you're gonna go too. right? I'm about to be risen up. Remember, Christ said, all power and authority is given to me in the heaven and earth. The reason he got that because he was willing to give his life for the children of Israel. And he wanted them to do the same thing. All right. So Matthew chapter 19, let's go to verse 27. Somebody read that.
Sir, I got it. Matthew 19 and 27. Then Peter answered and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
There's a good question right there. We done gave up everything. Look at all this stuff in the world. Everybody is just indulging in whatever they get. They going to all you can eat lobster fish, all you can eat shrimp. They going to the strip club. $40 is $40 is $40. They Salakia. They going and doing everything their heart desired. Right? We, on the other hand, in this truth, have forsaken all. What is our reward? What do we get for doing that? What do we get for not following after the lust of our eyes, the lust of our flesh, and our pride, getting caught up in that? Go ahead to verse 28. He's going to answer him.
Verse 28. And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye have, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man, sir.
No, go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So who will be judging the 12 tribes of Israel? Who will be sitting on thrones? Y'all see what's going on here? Where I'm going, you going too. Christ wasn't only concerned about his house, he was concerned about their house. Them getting power. He didn't die for himself.
So
as he's telling, yeah, go ahead.
No, that's it, because So I just wanted to make sure in verse 2 when it says, "In my Father's house are many mansions." So, like you just said, he's not concerned with just his own seat, but everybody's seat.
Yeah, there's many, like you were saying, like along with this rulership is a way of life. The Lord, you know what I'm saying, raises me up to be a king. I would want a better house than the one I'm living in now, under oppression. Right? I would want a better seat than the one I got now in oppression. What Christ was telling them is he has to do this in order for you to be able to have a better house, for you to be able to have a better seat, in order for you to get a reward. You just follow me, though. That one that you pulled where it said, greater things than I've done, you will do.
Mm-hmm.
That's accurate. That's a good precept for this. Christ didn't die just so he can be the man. He died so his nation could be the men. I hope I didn't get too deep. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, you also will sit on 12 thrones. So you got your own glory, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's read verse 29, and then I'll show you the precept to this, and then we'll move on.
Sir. Most High Christ, the water. Matthew 19 and 29. And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren.
I like the way you stretch their houses. That's how you do it at camp. That's how you bring it all together at camp. Go ahead.
Come, sir. And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or fathers or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
So this is what he did for us. So like where he's going, he inherited it first. There's another scripture that said Christ became the first fruit of them that slept, right? His offspring or his seed that he was raising up for us to become trees, a great nation, not for him to be a tree standing alone. Y'all get that, right?
Come.
All right, let's go to Revelation chapter 5 real quick, and then I'll come off it. Hopefully, I'm answering your question. Those many houses represent the placement within the kingdom of God, right? Meaning you got rulership that come with them houses. It represents a dwelling where you at. Where do you fit in God's kingdom? Know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. And when he say I'm going to prepare a place, is to solidify your place by, if you following him, you become something great. In Revelation chapter 5, let's go to verse 4.
Come, sir. Revelation chapter 5 and verse 4. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
All right, so this is what you have. You had the Most High sitting on the throne, and he has this book, which represents not only like a book that represents life, but this book can be opened, and it releases the seals that will would make an end to this world and begin the start of the earth that is to come, which is the kingdom of God. And nobody was able to open this book, right? And he wept because nobody was able to open it. And then one of the elders said, weep not. Behold, the Lion of Judah, the root of David, right? You read the last verse in the Bible, or the last chapter in the Bible, Christ says he is the root and offspring of David. Now, they calling on him. Go to verse 7.
Come, sir. Revelation 5 and 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
He was able to get the book because he deserved it. The Lord allowed him to get the book. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 4 and 12 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints.
Keep going.
Come, verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain.
Because thou was what?
Slain.
Remember when we went back to where he was talking about my father got many mansions? What was about to happen to Christ? Christ was about to be slain.
Come.
He was telling them that this thing that I'm doing that seems terrible, that seems crazy, is for you to be able to get a better house. It's for you to be able to get a crown. I got to do this in order to prove to the Most High that we're worthy to be called his sons again, his people again, that he should be with us. Like we read in Deuteronomy 4, that we are worthy to have him nigh unto us, that everything we call on, that he call on him for, he'll give to us.
Sir.
And he said, thou art worthy to take the book and open the seals thereof, because thou was slain. Keep going.
Salakia. And they sang a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us unto our God kings and priests.
Because he did what he did and he died, now we can become kings and priests. So yeah, Christ is the King of Kings over us. The Most High is the King of Kings over him. And we are kings over kings. Y'all get that, right? Without him going to prepare a place. So that means there are many kings, but there's only one king. There are many brothers sitting on the throne, as he told the disciples, but there's only one sitting on the throne. Remember, that's the Most High. The Lamb wasn't even on the throne in this, but he's raising the Lamb up, and the Lamb is allowing us to be raised up. So where he is, yes, like you said, Trooper Masha, where I am, you will be too. Where he is in authority and rulership, we will be too if we follow his example. Everybody understand?
Sir.
All right. Let me see here. Let's see. Did we have another one? Oh, let's go back to Magazar and we'll finish this up. All right. His question was, Magazar's question was, first of all, Salakia, sir, one more question. Was Haile Selassie a descendant of Solomon? Nobody could prove that. Know what I'm saying? Solomon had so many wives. Who knows? I know that Haile Selassie never claimed that. They put that on him. There's nowhere in the Bible where you can read that Haile Selassie had no babies with the Queen of Egypt or the Queen of Sheba, Salakia, of Ethiopia. Nowhere in the Bible where you find that. There's no record of those children coming down or that line. It is all made up. They made it all up. You're talking to a brother that was a Rastafarian for years and years. All of that stuff is nothing but Catholicism. They believe that Selassie was they believe in the power of the Trinity, and they place Selassie in the place of Christ when Selassie says he was a Christian that followed Christ and was not Christ at all. All right, so I just dealt with that real quick to get that out the way. When you're talking about people that's hard to deal with, right? Let me see what we're talking about. But did Christ, after a while, just move on from that person, or did he continue to try to help them, even though the person showed very little progress?
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, it just came to my mind, like when Christ said, the people were like, when he grew up, they didn't believe. You know what I mean? Like they were hard to deal with. If I may, Colonel Khan, I just thought about that, sir.
Oh, that's it? That's all you wanted to bring?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he was saying, like, the people, he couldn't do no miracles there because they didn't believe in him. Like they were, you know what I mean? Like it's like your family at your house. You know what I'm saying? They hard to deal with.
That's the answer to the question. Is it depends on who it is, because y'all don't know this, but Captain Shawar had to deal with a nigga like me like me in the shop. Y'all have no clue. I came in here. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. I don't say this a lot. My mama was 15 years old when she had me. I grew up in some of the worst neighborhoods in Duval County where they wasn't graduating. I graduated, went to college and graduated cum laude. Didn't make nothing less than a B, right? While I was smoking weed and doing everything else. So there's a certain level of pride that comes with being the only nigga to do something like that from somewhere where nothing good comes from. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I remember the whole first year I was in here, Cap just kept telling me, nigga, it ain't about how smart you is. This is spiritual. It ain't about how smart. I thought I knew the answer to every question because I was an individual, like, quote unquote, studying the Bible for years before I came in here. Why y'all think every time we go in the Bible, I go to that Hebrews 5 and 12 where it says there comes a time where you ought to be teachers. You have need that one teach you again. Yeah, you study it. You know what the scriptures say, but you have no idea what's going on in this Bible. And thank God for Commander General YAHANNA and the men under him that have come in here and have taken this truth and have not dumbed it down, have not watered it down, that have kept it the way it was taught to them so that I can come and relearn the same scriptures I thought I knew. Right. I taught Sunday school.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I thought I knew the Bible. I studied on my own. I was around here trying to find out everything. But the Lord chose the foolishness of preaching in order to change the mind of people, to change their life. None of that stuff that I thought I knew, reading all these books and all of that, changed my life. So some people, you got to do what the Lord said, and that's be long-suffering. That's the word that he used, long-suffering. Meaning if you love your people, just look at, we got to read this. We got to read this. Oh, man, General YAHANNA's on. Let me see if I can get this in the next couple minutes, but we got to read this, right? Show you the Lord, show you how the Lord dealt with us real quick. Isaiah chapter 5. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 5 real quick. The answer to your question, Magazar, is it's easy. It's easy to move on from people, but you never know what they're gonna become. Sometimes you have to take the extra effort to put more time and effort into this person. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Lord Christ did say, if you go to a city and they ain't hearing you out, you shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving. Let me tell you something. The scriptures say Christ died for you while you were yet sinners. Think about the Lord sent you to redeem a whole nation, and the time you die, it's only 11 niggas following you. Think about that for a second. You fed 5,000.
Come.
Not even 12 niggas. One of the niggas switched out.
Okay.
Think about that for a minute.
Okay.
Y'all get me, right?
Okay.
The Lord was long suffering with us. We hard to deal with. We hard to deal with. You hard to deal with. Salakia. I am hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Give me verse 25. Isaiah 5 and 25.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 25. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched forth his hand against them, and have smitten them, and the hills did tremble.
Yeah.
And their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
What that mean? What that mean? The Lord was pissed with us. The Lord was pissed with us. But he ain't give up on us. He still left an opportunity. Somebody lead the truth, you don't never know what's going to happen to them. The Lord might be taking them through something that they ain't have to go through had they continued to walk in his way to do what he said to do. Maybe, right? Oh, Lord be with them. They might come back. They might go out there and find out that and get tired of what they're doing and realize that this was the truth. The person might didn't hear you 2 or 3 times when you tried to tell them about the truth. There may come a point in their life where they don't know nothing else. It's a sister that I talked to on Clubhouse. Me and Captain DeGalgabar talk about this sister. This sister called. She went to a funeral. Her grandchild got murdered. She went to the funeral, and she don't believe none of what we teach. Nothing. She don't even believe in Christ. They had this thing at the church. And the sister called me crying, saying, nobody at that church had anything that they could provide because these kids was gangbangers, dope sellers, drug dealers, whores, so on and so forth. And all the Christians could provide is to pray for them. She said, I know if somebody from the I.S.U.P.K would have been there, y'all would have had some answers. And y'all could have provided them with some help in the time of need. Now, she ain't in the truth. Why am I saying this? Because you could talk to people and they would never. What Christ said is, if you don't believe in me, believe me for my work's sake. She don't believe in our doctrine, but she know we feeding the homeless. She know we cleaning and changing people's lives. She know we getting people off the streets. She know we building back families that's been torn apart because niggas think they can run away from every problem they have, and sisters think so too. You understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me Isaiah 19 and 17. Isaiah 9 and 17. Salaki. We'll end it with this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 17. Therefore, the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall he have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone, for everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer.
That's us.
And every mouth speaketh folly. For all this, his anger is not turned away. But
the Lord still pissed. But
his hand is stretched out still.
This is your job as a priest. Nah, stop right there. This is your job as a priest. You give people the truth. When we go out in the streets, they don't want to hear that. We've had drinks thrown on us. We had people try to fight us and tear down our signs. We had people try to swing on us. All we doing is speaking the words of God. Let me enlighten you on something. You talk about people hard to deal with. Don't nobody want to hear what you're saying. Nobody. Nigga, Christ ain't steal nothing from nobody. He ain't sleep with nobody old lady, and they killed him.
Right.
Just know that if they hated him, they gonna hate you too. Don't think that what you saying, this ain't the church where what you saying gonna sound beautiful and Chris and all that. What you saying is a hard saying.
Right.
In the scriptures, they say, don't prophesy unto us truths, prophesy unto us smooth words.
Right.
That's what they want to hear.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever think that when you giving somebody the truth that they're gonna want to hear. You're not going to say what they want to hear. You're going to say what they need to hear. And it's up to them to either hearken or not. I didn't want to hear that I couldn't go get the the crab legs with the snow crab legs with the extra butter. You mean I can't do that? What you mean? I can't go out to the club and sleep with a woman the first night I meet her. What you mean? Keep somebody. These are things that are against the ways of the world. The Lord is against what's going on in this world, so they're not going to want to hear it. Your persistence in order to them, you know that you're doing it to the glory of the Most High to try to raise up a kingdom. And some people going to need a little bit more love than others. Some people going to need a little bit more long suffering than others. Some people, they hear it the first time, they just going to come on in because they tired of what they're going through. Some people, as it was told to me, Salaki, this is how it was told to me, the Lord got to tear their ass up a little bit longer. They ain't going to get it yet. But your job is to give them the truth and don't try to make it because the Lord, it say, what Paul say, Apollos planteth, Paul water, but the Most High, I can't remember how he said it, but the point is your job is to plant that seed and let the Lord do with everything else. And they'll get it or they won't get it. And remember what we said. It's not to him that willeth nor him that runneth, but the Most High that shows mercy. If the Lord is merciful on them, they'll get it. They'll change because his hand is stretched out still. You had something to shop?
No, yeah. Well, you know, that what you're saying is heavy, sir, because, you know, like I've been taught by General Mahina, you know what I'm saying? He said, we got to suffer it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We got to, that's love. Like suffering, long suffering.
This job is not for the weak.
Come.
Yeah, this job is not for the weak. You got to do what it takes to get these people to understand that we can't continue in the ways of our forefathers and our fathers. And sometimes you have to just show them by example because they're going to continue to follow the world. You just got to say, hey, I told you. You keep going and serving the gods that your mama and your daddy and your grandparents served. But as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And with that, who am I passing the class over to?
Come. It'd be me, sir.
With that, I pass the class over to priest and officer in the shop.
Come, sir. Clap it up. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. I had my mic muted. Salaki.
Come, sir. Yadimata. Sisters can stand. Men of Israel, we're going to send up a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. Salaki. Yahshua.
And with that, go ahead and salute out Passover Saturday. That's the only announcement we need to make tonight. Passover Saturday. I don't care if you gotta catch a horse in a buggy. I don't care if you gotta catch a horse in a buggy. Be there. If you need a ride, you know what I'm saying. If you need a ride, we'll throw you in the trunk. Yeah, y'all, you done read. Nigga going to the party done rode in the trunk before. It ain't gonna be the first time. Just get there. Right. We'll settle everything else when we get there. The brotherhood will be on full display. The I.S.U.P.K will be showing the home of the truth. As we practice and rehearse these righteous acts in the middle of our captivity. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate when the Lord took us out of the captivity of the Egyptians and hoping that he will soon come and take us out of the captivity of America. All right?
Right.
We can go ahead and salute out. America on Fire is on right now. Commanding General YAHANNA is speaking, so I don't want to prolong it no more. Good class, Akim, Akwathian. Y'all had some good questions. Y'all make sure and text me those questions I wasn't able to answer, and I'll see if I can't get them. You know what I'm saying? I be hanging out with some important people sometimes. And with that, also, yeah, I'm gonna add one more. I did say one. Also, I.S.U.P.K Florida has a mixtape. Go to ISUPKFLware.com. All you got to do is support this truth. if you send any donation, it could be $1 on up. It say $1 on up. You can pay $5, $20, whatever you want. You get the mixtape for free, and it's banging. It's Itazab, it's Torch, who is La Payade, is Officer Ricabia, the Hidden Hero. You know what I'm saying? Strong Palm, myself, I'm on there. Ayala, we got Sharatazab, man. Everybody is doing their thing down here. And we doing it, and what we're trying to do is raise and support this truth with that. All right, so we ain't pocketing none of the money, even though we have put a little bit of sweat into making this thing happen. Go and get you a banging mixtape, support this truth, and I'll see y'all at Passover, Lord allow. Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, sir.
Y'all watch, y'all stop, sir. I'm sorry.